Welcome to the Austin LGBT Chamber podcast. We are going to talk local business news, including Austin making the list of top cities to start a business. And county commissioners approved tax rate election to raise $75 million for childcare. We'll be right back. I'm Colton Asherbranner, Marketing and Communications Manager for the Austin LGBT Chamber.
And I'm Amy Clooney, Membership Operations Manager for the Austin LGBT Chamber. Also. And, yes, and we have a special guest today. Bah, bah, bah. I wish we had some sound effects for that, but I don't know that we've got one loaded. We just don't want to do the muskox one.
But not as exciting. Oh, we're still playing all the music.
We are joined here today with a very special guest, Dr. Syd Young with OutWellness. How are you today?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm great. I'm happy to be here.
What's happening? What's weekend plans? What have you been up to?
Well, I just celebrated Austin Pride.
Amazing.
Went to Cheer Ups for Trans Pride, which is my favorite night of the entire year.
Yeah?
So I'll say it's only Wednesday, so I feel like I'll say I'm still recovering from that.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a late night for us for Pride.
And a hot day.
It was a hot, oh my God. Yeah. Never again.
Yeah.
No more polyester ever again in my life. But I looked cute.
Yeah.
You looked cute. We all looked very cute.
I turned the camera around at one point and I was like, okay, we're done with that.
Yeah.
This is way too much sweat. And Todd kept saying, the Royal Sinesta.
I know.
I'm like, royalty does not sweat like this. Stop it.
I know. We're like, we are not cute for this hotel right now. We look pretty haggard, but it was a good time. Live podcast at the Pride Parade.
Our first live.
Yeah.
That was
I
very
mean,
cute.
our first live alone.
Live alone and for that length of time without a real script because we were just kind of shooting from the hip and commenting on all of our members that were there. Love. But how was the trans night at Cheer Ups?
It was so fun. It's my favorite night of the year. They have so many different performers, drag, comedians. They had some people speak, and all of the performers are trans. And it's like such a fun night of celebrating our trans chosen family. And I feel like I'm just surrounded by so much incredible community. So it's a really, really fun night.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad I missed it.
I love that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw a few folks from Lockhart that went up. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, I didn't even know this was a thing. It wasn't even on my radar.
Oh my God. You got to get on the queer Facebook groups. You got to get on Lex.
Listen.
We got to get you on the things.
I need
Yeah.
Cheer Ups to also put it on our member calendar. So Cheer Ups, if you're listening to me right now.
Maggie.
Come
if you're
on,
listening.
Maggie.
Come on,
We love
Maggie.
you.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been over there. So I guess we got to get our cute butts over there and hang out.
Yeah, you do.
That's
It
the
was-
other part of the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That might be
Yeah.
a bigger part of it.
Happy hour today. See you there.
I'm down. You know I'm down.
All right. Well, let's get into some local headlines and talk chamber news, and we'll hear some more from Syd in a little bit.
Austin tops USA Today list of top cities to start a business. Austin Business Journal. Starting an entrepreneurial journey is a tough one for anybody, but a new USA Today rank confirms that Austin residents often have an advantage. Austin recently was listed number 1 on USA Today Blueprint's list of the best cities to start a new business. To make the ranking, the media size analyzed 8 data points from 46 of the most populous U.S. cities, such as the number of businesses launched, close rates, the percentage of households with self-employed income, GDP growth, and more.
Austin's number 1.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I had a conversation with my sister just this morning, and she was like, job market's tough. People are getting laid off left and right. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not, what? I think we're thriving here in Austin. So, I mean, we've got entrepreneurs left and right at a Chamber of Commerce, right? This is what we do. We make connections. But,
Well, and it's kind of crazy, too, with all the layoffs. Like, it seems like there's always a shift or a place for you to go.
Yeah, there's a way to pivot. And I think more and more we're seeing, especially in a tech mecca, folks are like, you know what? They see a gap and they're like, I can fill this gap. I'm going to leave this Fortune 500 tech company and go start my business. And boom, in 6 months, they're off and running. They've got a website up, joining the chamber as a new entrepreneur in the city of Austin and killing it.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I will agree, after seeing all of the small business owners at our business summit on Friday, the DECA Business Summit, that I would say Austin deserves the number one spot.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm a little shocked at some of the cities that follow behind Austin. Number 2 is Miami. Very touristy. Mm-hmm. I guess Austin's pretty touristy too, but that kind of surprises me. Nashville, Tennessee is number 3. Dallas, Texas, number 4. And Atlanta, Georgia, number 5. That also, I mean, Atlanta doesn't surprise me. Dallas doesn't surprise me. Nashville doesn't surprise me, but Miami, I don't know why. Maybe I need to go back.
I will say it pains me a little bit to see Dallas ahead of Houston on a list.
Yeah. Well, corporate empire, right?
I get it.
Yeah, you can probably, well, like my sister who's living in Houston. Mm-hmm. You know, I guess things are a little rough down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. County commissioners approved tax rate election to raise $75 million for childcare. Yes, please. The Travis County Commissioners Court voted Tuesday to place a tax rate increase on the November ballot that would generate $75 million per year to improve child care services throughout the area. Yes. If approved, the money would be used to increase access to child care and after-school and summer programming activities, which have been found to be severely lacking in roughly a dozen child care deserts around Austin. Strategies developed by the Children's Funding Project Work Group and Andy Roddick Foundation forecasts the money would create nearly 1,900 new slots for infants and toddlers up to age 3 from low-income households, and nearly 3,900 new after-school and summer programming slots for school-age youth. Funding would also increase the number and quality of providers for those services. So, big numbers here. 1,900 new slots for infants and toddlers. That is considered childcare, by the way, up to age 3. And then 3,900 new after-school and summer programming. That is amazing.
That is amazing.
Because a lot of these families are relying on public school, or it doesn't have to be public, but school-age children can go to school during the day, if you so choose that for your child. But I can't vote in Travis County, which makes me very sad.
I'll do it.
But that said,
I'll be there.
I think this is a wonderful opportunity, and we're going to hear what, Travis County has to say about it. I'm glad that they voted to at least put it out there for a vote.
Me too. I hope it gets approved.
Yeah, likewise. It's one of the biggest things that we're up against, especially when you're speaking to diverse families. So, again, a DECA hot point here with our minority chambers. We team up, and childcare just isn't available. It's so expensive. I think it's the next to your mortgage, childcare is the number 2 most expensive expense that you'll have as a family, that's outrageous. Like before food. I just think that's dumb.
It is dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even as someone who does not want children, dumb.
What do you mean? You seem to love sticky fingers all over the Cheeto. What do they call it? Cheetle.
Yeah. I love a niece or a nephew for an hour and then...
and then give them right back.
Goodbye. You're cute. See you in a couple months.
Don't touch my things. Get out of my room.
Yeah. Leave my phone alone.
Cool. Well, that's all we've got for local news today, but let's bring in our special guest. Oh, that's so sad. I think we've got more claps.
The cheers cut off.
Oh.
Sorry. Our office is a little sleepy this morning.
I know, and it's getting crowded.
Yeah.
With all the 10 people in here that we have. Dr. Syd Young from OutWellness, thank you for being here with us today. What's happening?
Just excited to be here. Thank y'all for having me. I'm excited to chat with y'all.
Yeah. What do you think of our office space?
I love it.
Oh, thank you for saying so.
Yes, I was here once to pick up my Pride in Music tickets. So I came up here and Tina gave me the grand tour and showed me y'all's view and all of the things. But this room is fun. I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
You'll have to come check it out again when we move upstairs.
Yes, definitely. The higher the floor, the more in I am. That's my motto.
Well, we move things around a lot. We're trying to maximize the space in our little fishbowl here. Well, cool. We recently came to a rainbow ribbon cutting with you.
Yes.
At your new location.
Yes.
Gorgeous spot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
Had a lot of fun and well done on the event.
Thank you.
If you're out there and you want to do a ribbon cutting and you want to do it right, go talk to Syd.
That's true.
Go
check
check out
to my marketing team.
Yeah, go check out their space and be like, how do you do it?
Drag performers,
vendors,
local nonprofits, tabling, vendors,
music.
Yeah, it was
beer.
really fun. Yeah.
I mean, if you really
Snacks.
wanted to, you could probably get on one of the machines and like do a quick workout. But
and clean,
you definitely
clean energy. Love
it.
her.
Yes, and all of that stuff, y'all, was donated. Every single thing that we had there, the drag performance, all of the food and drinks, all the people tabling, everything was just donated, and it was really cool. It was really fun.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, if somebody were to walk up to you and say, "What's OutWellness?" What would you tell them?
I would tell them that we are a queer health and wellness center.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got some questions teed up for you here.
Okay.
We're gonna skip around a little bit.
I'm ready for you.
All right. Can you please share your personal journey and what inspired you to work in the queer health and wellness space?
Oh, okay. I'd love to. Yeah. So I graduated PT school in 2020. And I immediately started working at a pretty big, a pretty stereotypical, big PT clinic. And I did my residency and my fellowship through there. And in that time, I got to do a lot of really cool things. So I got to observe surgeries. I got to work really closely with a bunch of orthopedic surgeons and different types of doctors. And it was all really cool. But what I noticed time and again is that marginalized people, not only queer people, but Spanish speakers, women, people of color, were getting significantly worse care by and large than their counterparts. And so after my 2 years, I was very burnt out. And I had a garage gym that I had created for myself. And I just was like, I think I can move the needle, not only for my community, but for all of these different communities. So I wanted to try. And so I started.
Amazing.
So for 3 years, I was in my garage, my one-car garage gym. So I really understand maximizing space.
Yeah, we were with you when you had the garage gym. We remember.
Yeah, y'all have been on all of the journey. And and I just was like, I just kind of took the leap. I'm just super lucky to have a super supportive family system that was behind me 100%.
Nice.
And the business just kind of took off, just, I think, creating a safe space for these marginalized communities and being very vocal about that has brought a lot of people in who normally wouldn't come into a space that looks like mine. Because y'all know, even in the bigger space, when you walk in, it looks like a gym.
Sure.
That's what it.
It smells like a gym. It smells like rubber.
Yeah.
Rubber mats.
It smells like new rubber. Yeah. Which I
new
love.
rubber.
New rubber.
Thank
New.
you so
Emphasis
much.
on the new.
Thank you so much. New.
And new paint. All
Yes,
new. All things new.
Thank you. And so I think that's really intimidating for some folks. And so I think bringing people into that space where they typically wouldn't go is really what I was going for.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, what are, in your experience at the former employer, PT, are there unique health challenges that the queer community faces? I mean, yes, obviously, when you're speaking to the broader marginalized community.
Sure.
But, what can we dial in on that maybe some folks don't know exist with resources and services you have?
Yeah, I mean, I think two things pretty immediately come to mind. One is just general language, using correct pronouns, knowing what questions to ask, or sometimes not ask, depending on how the person identifies, their sex assigned at birth, things like that. And the other thing is that I actually saw a lot of clients who were trans or non-binary who weren't seeing us for gender affirming care reasons, but that was just part of their journey. And my coworkers didn't know, and myself, I mean, me too. We didn't know how to navigate those issues appropriately. So like, I didn't know how to appropriately ask somebody about surgeries that they've had, to get the answer that I want, because it's a lot of times more than just like, have you had any surgeries in the past? Like, you kind of have to know how to navigate that conversation.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, most people are afraid of getting it wrong. And so they're just like, I'm not going to ask.
Okay. So is this like kind of like when you walk into a doctor's office and you have to fill out those
intake forms?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Begrudgingly fill them out. Especially I'm like, girl, you know me. I've been coming to you for 10 years. Please don't make me do this again. So, I mean, it's something as simple as that. I imagine like building into the questioning. And
Yeah. Well, and also another thing that we run into in healthcare is like, you can fill that out, but we never have time to look at it.
Sure.
Ever.
It's just something
Like,
you file away.
we just have to have it on file, right?
Yeah.
So, like, yes, I think that's a great way to show allyship and like make people feel a little bit more comfortable in your space, for sure. But like, I think maybe even more importantly is asking about it when you're there, because I will tell you, like, when I worked in that PT clinic, I looked at 0 intake forms, 0.
Okay.
We had no time.
Good to know.
Sorry to all the healthcare workers that like look at them.
Yeah.
I never had time. And so
This could be an interesting test for me and how I fill it out next time.
yeah. See if they catch you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like even more personally, like when I'm a patient, so I'm a patient at a dermatologist, and on the intake form, they ask me all the right questions. I was like, I'm non-binary. I use they, them pronouns, like whatever. And there's no attempt at all to like validate that in any way.
Boo hiss.
What's that?
I said boo hiss.
I know, right? Yeah. And so, like even on being on the other side of the spectrum too, it's really upsetting. And I have a lot of privilege in that, like, when I don't want to disclose, I certainly don't have to. Like, nobody would be the wiser if I didn't, right? So like, I just think about all of my chosen family that don't have that privilege, and I'm like, they're being treated worse than I am, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
You know, and you mentioned using pronouns, which I'm not going to say I'm old, but I'm older. And this is something I have to work on and like practice daily. And when I'm in group settings, and I'll introduce myself, and then 3 people down will introduce themselves, and they'll use their pronouns. And I'm like, damn it, I skipped that part.
Yeah.
And I have to remember to do it, because it does make a difference for somebody else in the room who's like, all right, cool. We've got some cool folks in here.
I totally agree. And I mess up all the time too, by the way. Like, I'm not over here being like, I'm perfect and I do it right all the time, always. Like, I think everybody messes up. I think that's part of it. I think intent is really important. And I think a lot of people feel that, you know?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And like, we all have room to grow forever.
Right. Yeah. And I think nobody expects perfection. Also, gender is very fluid and can change all the time. So like,
Yeah.
I know people who are like, I'll tell you what pronouns I want to use today. You know, like it can be very, very fluid. So I don't think anybody expects perfection of any kind.
Yeah. I just keep looking to Gen Z, because they're so cool.
Gen Z is crushing it. Gen Z is crushing it. I know. I'm right on the cusp. I was born in 95. And so.
Oh my word.
And so
We're close.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'm Gen Z. And then the Gen Zers are like, you were born before 2000. Are you serious?
They're like, okay, boomer.
Gross.
Exactly.
Fine. I won't share the picture of my chili bowl bangs with you. It's fine. This is great. You're taking all my questions away, which is this is exactly how this is supposed to go.
Perfect.
So looking forward, what changes or advancements are you hoping to see? I think you've kind of touched on this, but like, and speaking to the field of inclusive health and wellness in the next few years, what's when you're talking to culture competency, like, what do you want to see?
I mean, I think it's a really good question. So I'm doing a lot of things. I've been really lucky to find a lot of people in the community who are doing a lot of similar things to what I'm doing in different fields. Texas State is doing a lot of really cool stuff. So
Go Bobcats.
Go Bobcats.
Yes.
They've allowed me to come in and create a continuing education class for healthcare workers around queer competency, basically. So I'm in the middle of creating that with them.
Nice.
And we had like a really honest conversation about them being a state-funded school and like kind of what that looks like, you know, depending on what happens in the next few months. And they were like, this is like a top priority for us. We want to make a statement that we offer these kinds of things. So it was really cool in that regard too. And then I'm working with a physician to create physical therapy protocols for gender affirming surgeries so that if a person gets gender affirming surgery and wants PT, right now I'm kind of the only person that does it. And I want them to have access to every PT. So a PT hopefully will be able to look up these protocols, download it, and be able to treat people competently. And so hopefully the answer is that most people want inclusive health and wellness. Mm-hmm. And so most providers will be like, I want to seek these things out and do better for our clients going forward.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
I had no idea that you were working on that.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot. Yeah.
I don't know how you do it all.
Yeah.
So what this is fascinating to me. So like there are very unique health services that the queer community can come to you for. Mm-hmm. What else you got? Like I know you've got a full staff over there.
Yeah. So I'm a physical therapist. So we do physical therapy for like the general stuff, you know, like you hurt your back, you can come see me, right? But also pre and post-op gender affirming surgery stuff. We do personal training and we do massage and acupuncture. And then we offer a lot of like, I call them kind of workshops. So we held a kink workshop. We held like a kink 101 workshop, a sex ed class, self-defense, just like trying to cover the entire person versus just like this one thing. So hopefully there's something for everybody, right? Like y'all, I know that I'm allowed to use this word now because I went to the kink class. I'm very vanilla.
Okay.
And that is not a slur. It's a word that they use. And I learned so much. And I actually got a lot of pushback from the physical therapy community because I posted about it through OutWellness because we hosted it. And to me, like PTs all the time do injury prevention workshops. Like they'll partner with, I don't know, Orange Theory or CrossFit or like, you know, whatever. And they're like, hey, I'm going to talk to you about injury prevention. And to me, the kink workshop is the same. There's a lot of feelings about kink generally, I think, but like the kink community, first of all, intersects with the queer community in a huge way. And if people are engaging in kink safely, they're much less likely to get hurt. And so to me, like that's like, to me, it was the same kind of thing. But yeah, I got a lot of pushback, which I was kind of like, oh, I'm doing it right.
That's, you know, it's like sex positive talk is such a taboo still, I feel like. And maybe that's just my old age coming out right now. Maybe we got to rely on Gen Z to keep the conversation going. But I haven't heard of anyone else doing that in the community. I'm sure it exists somewhere. I know with certain like therapy clinics and speaking to like intimacy with your partner. It's very couples therapy. It's not really like, let's get a group together and get comfortable with the uncomfortable and talk about this. That's amazing.
It was really cool. And we had a person come who was like traveling the US doing it. And they actually brought their own person that they demoed on. So like we saw a lot of these things in action. And it was really, honestly, just interesting and super cool to learn how to do this stuff safely because we know people are doing it, right? That's the thing. People are kinky and people want to have kink either sexually or not sexually. And so we're doing our community a disservice by not having this information accessible. And so, yeah, I just want there to be something for everybody, whether they want to move their bodies or whether they want to learn about these other things. Like, I just want the entire queer community to feel like there is something there for them, basically.
I love that.
So, I mean, it's the epitome of health and wellness when you think about it. It's like all enveloping health and wellness.
We're trying.
Hats off to you, Syd.
Thank you.
Okay,
Nice.
where can people find you?
Well, our physical location is off South Congress, directly across from Cosmic Coffee.
Okay.
Or right next to St. Ed's, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yep.
We are on Instagram at OutWellness ATX.
Perfect.
I actually think that's all the places that we are.
So what if they want to sign up for a clinic? How does that work?
Oh, thank you so much for these prompts. People would have been so mad at me if I didn't. So on our website, OutWellnessATX.com, there's an events tab, and you'll be able to see everything that's coming up. And there's actually a sign-up link right there.
Amazing.
So you'll be able to sign up directly through the website.
Perfect.
And all of our contact info is there too. So feel free to reach out. I check all the DMs. So,
Okay.
you know.
You
wanna
got a
DM us.
nutritionist on staff?
Working on it. Very
Okay.
close. If they're listening to this, I'm close.
Okay, good. I'll be beating your door down when that happens. I need to get my life together.
Yeah.
Me too.
Let's do it. We're going to
Those
be there.
snacks in the break
Me
room
and
are doing
Colt,
you dirty, huh?
Seriously.
I'm looking for a nutritionist, and I need to get my Roth IRA.
Colt
Those
time.
are-
I
those
have a
top two of
person
my
for
list.
that. I have a person for that.
Okay, we'll talk.
We'll talk. Yeah.
We have been talking for months
I know.
before the gala.
Yeah.
That's the
the
goal.
gala's in December.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got.
I'm giving
I got
him
a
like
little time.
4 months.
I'm like, I can give you her cell phone number right now.
We've been talking about this for like a year and a half. We got
I
you.
know.
Let's do it. Thank you so much
Thank y'all.
for
This has
being
been great.
here.
Yeah.
Go check out Dr. Syd Young, y'all. Dr. Syd Young at OutWellness. Give me the website one more time.
OutWellnessATX.com.
There you have it.
There you have it.
Go check them out. They've got all the stops, and me and Colton will be there hand in hand very soon.
Getting their Roth IRAs intact.
Yes. We'll get it. I'll get my Roth together, and then we'll go work out.
Yeah, we're getting our Roth and then our meal plans. Yes, please.
Yes.
All right, Colton, what do we got in the pipeline for chamber events coming up?
Well. We have a lot coming up. Pride in Local Music will be happening September 24th in collaboration with Ham Day. So we will have a Pride in Local Music stage at Ham Day for Ham Day. I mixed up all my thoughts in there.
Okay, so here, let me break it down for you. Ham Day and Pride Local Music are marrying each other for this September 24th event, which is supporting local Austin musicians. We're taking it a step further and supporting queer, local Austin musicians. We are going to be at ACL Live's 310 stage. Our 5 people in the peanut gallery.
Yes.
I love you so much. You'll get your check at the end of the podcast. Yeah. Reach out to me if you'd like to sponsor. Also, if you're interested in performing, give me a shout. We're working with Julie F. and Nolan and Todd Hogan to book the talent. And we've got a little bit of time, but we're just over a month away from launching the event. And we're super excited that we're going to be at 310.
Yes, we love ACL Live, and we may have a special surprise.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You have to show up to
So
find out.
you have to show up, but you can win something cool. So just know that. We also have the Business of Pride Gala coming up. Sponsorships are available now for the 2024 Business of Pride Gala, and that's the Queer Frontier. We are so excited. Nominations are also open in 10 different award categories. Scholarship applications are also open for the Austin LGBT Chamber Education Fund. So if you know any students, please send them our way.
Yes, kick them in the butt. Tell them to apply. Why is it so hard to get these kids to apply for free money?
We're trying to give away money.
Like, I get it. It's one more essay, but it's a big fat check, y'all.
Yeah, and it's a direct payment. We don't do that reimbursement stuff.
Yeah.
Giving you a check.
Show me a professor that gives you money for your essays.
And it's also important to note, you could also be a business professional seeking a business certification, and you can still qualify for the scholarship.
Love.
So hit us up, see if you're eligible. I'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah, and nominate those leaders too.
Yeah.
Get on the Queer Frontier website. It's businessofpride.com.
Exactly.
Click on the button that says nominate your leaders. And nominate your leaders, please.
And you can nominate businesses. We have LGBT-owned Business of the Year, Allied Member of the Year, Health and Wellness Organization of the Year. We've got
Leaders, Pride and Leadership.
Pride and Leadership. The CC Gratias Nonprofit Guardian Award, one of our favorites.
And you get a really nice plaque.
Yeah.
I was once a recipient.
And if you're a business listening to this right now and you would like your name or your logo on one of the awards, you can get up on stage and present an award in front of the 600 plus attendees.
Amazing.
I love it.
It's like we think of all the things.
I know. Registration is now open for our September 4th luncheon at the pub. We will have a very special guest from Movability presenting, and registration is open. It will sell out.
It will sell out. We've already had a few folks sign up, and I'm very sorry I have not even gotten the menu to Colton yet that we will add to the registration. So I'll be reaching out to those that have already signed up for the luncheon. But we love the pub. Every time we go there, everyone is very full, and it's a great space because we pretty much, it's a restaurant takeover.
And it's right here in our office backyard.
Yeah. On our favorite street in the city of Austin.
Love it. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. If you would like to become a member of the Chamber or join us for some upcoming events, visit austinlgbtchamber.com. If you would like to be a guest or a podcast sponsor, email us at info@austinlgbtchamber.com. Be sure to check out past episodes of the show, follow us, and check out new episodes every Friday at noon, wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you, and see you next time.